Good afternoon. This is Melissa with the StockSwoosh.com and welcome. Welcome to Ntap. I'm going over this today. This is actually a failed bullish gap. I called this trade in the trading room today for my traders. I didn't do it. I called it unbelievably well. I shouldn't say unbelievably. I mean, I 100% believe it. I can call the failures. And I know people in my room like to do them, so I called the trade. But I didn't do it. All right, I'm not going to start doing failures. It's not what I do. I play the strategy just full on in the direction it's supposed to go. However, because I'm a good trader and good at reading charts, I can see the failures and I can see what they're actually doing. And I did call this trade. And the target's $37. And I highly doubt that anyone in my room is still in this, even though I told them the target was $37. With this green bar that just happened here, I bet nobody held through it. But it's going to get there. 100% conviction. You got to have conviction to hold this stuff to the target through these kind of pops. I mean, you really absolutely do. And so, once again, this is not what I do, okay? However, because I rate gaps and use a system, I can tell when a gap rates high if it's going to work in either direction, long or short. And I can also tell when it's not going to work in either direction, long or short. So when I saw this, I had it on my radar to short as a down gap. It didn't gap down, it gapped up. So I said, you know what, this is a crappy bullish gap. It's absolutely just a crappy bullish gap. And actually, this is not going to work today, I said, as a long. It's not going to work as a buy. And I'm sure many people tried to buy this, and we're going to go over it. Traders tried to buy this. Now, how did I know this wasn't any good? Well, there's a lot of reasons. I would have rated hardly for me. But let's just go over the real information. This stock had this nice big green bar here that happened just a couple of days ago. Came in this day a little bit too much. Is that a problem? Not necessarily, but this kind of is. This is actually a problem right in here. And in the moment that this came in, it actually went under the green bar here, and that really wasn't that great. This is all happening during a bullish market. This should not have pulled in that deep after this kind of breakout bar. It should have continued, but it didn't. Today, it gaps up into a daily buy setup. So people wanted to buy it. It is a gap up. Okay, the correct direction on the chart is up. Okay. However, it's not a good buy. Not at all, and not today. Not at all, even, actually. So anyways, it gapped into a daily buy setup, so people looked to buy it that were traders. And it gapped over a red bar, so people looked to buy it that are traders. Does it mean anything, though, to me? No. All right? I knew right away it was a piece of crap. Why? Because people that own and run big money and manage hedge funds and everything else, they control the market. And they did not want to buy this today. And you knew it right away. You knew it on the open. It opened a reverse swoosh. You knew it immediately. Okay? So no trader should have been buying this today because the direction is down. And also, people that actually own this, okay, people that were long this, large money positions, money that were holding this that had it long, sold out of it today. Is very evident. All of this is selling, and they're shorting in here now too from traders, some of them, but they're late. They're late to the party. Because the entry was this morning if you had conviction this wasn't going to work. If you knew it was a really bad, excuse me, bullish gap, you would short it on the failure. And it, 100% conviction this gets to $37 today. $37.25, $37. Dream target is down in here, 36, 35, 80, 80-ish. And it's very difficult when you take a trade to have conviction to hold through rallies, but you must do that to get it to the bigger target. And you do it through every type you get one. This is short covering. This is short covering. The stock's lower. It's not done. It's not done. So the reality is that I knew today that this was not a good bullish gap and not a buy. However, I don't short failures, even though I called the trade in the room. And the reason this is happening, okay, is because people that own the stock sold out of it today. They consider themselves lucky. After this broke out here and came in too hard, they consider themselves lucky to be able to get out up in here today. It never got over $39. It was a terrible buy. And people consider themselves lucky that had been owning it and were up profit, so they took it off today and sold out of it. The people that control the money. Traders tried to buy this today. People that want to buy stuff in a bullish market, it is a bullish gap. People try to buy it in here. Most of the people try to buy it in here. Some people still try to buy this in here, even though it broke 38, because it was holding the prior bar over there. And this is what creates this continuing to push down and push down and push down and push down. And you're in this all day. This is an all-day play. You're in this to the target or to the end of the day. I said that to people, but I'm sure it's very difficult for people to hang on to these things, but it's going to get there, all right? And once this momentum starts to come into this bar, actually the momentum, it looks to me, is going to be when it hits 37.50. When this hits under 37.50, this thing is going to run. That's when it's going to get down to 37 and possibly 36. It does that is where it's going to hit and just run, 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 run. And again, this is not what I do, but it's interesting. When you have something that you know is so solid to tell you what works, you also, it's like a gift. It's like an extra special, extra wonderful thing that you also know then what does not work. So when you have a good rating system like I do with my 26 points, I know what works, and I also can see what doesn't work. So, you know, you could play the failure of things that don't work. That's another way to use the system. I don't personally do that. I want to stick to the program. I'm doing very well. Things are going great. I'm going to just keep steady. All right. But I saw this today. People shorted it in the room. I called it. I don't think anyone's probably still in this after this pop-up here. But there was really no reason to ever lower the stop. The stop would have to be here if you want to be in this to the whole shebang. Now you could lower it actually over here. You know. So it's going to get there. This is a really good lesson for people to have 100% conviction in stuff working and running and getting it to target. I talked about this today in the room. Pretend you had 10,000 shares of something. Okay? Pretend you had 10,000 shares of this and you were going to make an extra $12,000 or something if you held it all the way down for another buck and a quarter or so. Say you're up 3 or 4, maybe 5. And it starts to push back up on you, which these things do because they don't go down in a straight line, especially this type of activity. I'm 100% aware of these patterns. So you could take the money off. You're up $5,000, or what do? If you hang on to it, if you believe in it, if you have conviction, you're going to make 12. What are you going to do? You got to know how to trade. There's just no way around it. Small money, big money, any kind of money, you have to pretend like you have a lot of money in order to do the right things, because that helps you think hard. If you traded with bigger size, would you take trades off quicker or hold on longer? It shouldn't matter anyways. You believe in the gap, you believe in the stock, you have the right entry, the stop's at the right place, you know it's going to get there, you have 100% conviction, you play it out. Or you say, wait a minute, this is a piece of crap, I just took one trade in it, it went more than I thought, I'm out of it, it's never going to get to the target today. You have to know how to read these things. This is part of becoming a good trader. And part of that is sometimes holding the target and suffering through rallies if you're short something, or vice versa if you're long, the pullbacks. But I know traders are buying this today. Traders are buying this today, trying to chase something when the market was running up this morning, needing a long desperately, buying in here at this place. And, you know, if they didn't get out with their profit up in here, or have their stop at a certain place, then they got stopped out. And some people did because they gave it the whole room. Because they had conviction it was going up. I don't know why. I only trade in the side of big money. It would have been okay for me to do this today. All right, so it just isn't what I do. But it was a good call, and I knew it wasn't going to work as a long. It's a bullish gap failure. Large institutional money didn't want this thing and had a wonderful opportunity to sell out of it today with profit after the pull-in, and they did so. And they said, enough, enough, and they're out, okay? This is going to end the day red. Period, end of story. And many times these things end up going just so much farther than you could ever think they're going to go, because as the day goes on, as the day travels, people start to realize what it's doing, and then people sell out, and all the traders that are trying to buy it finally give up and say, wait a minute, I'm not going to buy it. It's really not a buy. It never was anyways. And then they try to do what? Short it. So then they're jumping out in the shorts. The people that control the money have already been selling it anyways. It's the selling that's creating the pressure down here to begin with. And then they start to run out of control like a train wreck. And this is like on its own. This is on its own regardless of the market. You know, you got to be tight with stuff around 2 o'clock with the announcement, but this is completely on its own. This is one of these things where you could be in this today and it's just doing its own thing. Right to 37 bucks. So there it is. So nice, you know, call by me in the room. I did not do it because I don't play failures, but I can spot them. It's a special extra bonus. Once you learn my system, you'll be able to play failures if you want to. You'll be able to see them. You'll know that they're failures. You'll understand what's going on. So if you're interested in more information on how to trade gaps and my gap rating system, please feel free to reach out to me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. I'm doing a special Blue Moon class on a weekday, Monday and Tuesday of next week, Memorial Day, and on Tuesday with live trading. If you're interested, contact me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. It would be great to have some new faces that were interested in learning how to trade gaps. It's a fun thing to do. This is the only way to trade. And we'll see how Ntap closes on the day here, but I have 100% conviction it gets to 37 bucks. So have a great day, everyone, and talk to you soon.